Oh, hi, it's really nice to see you. How have you been feeling lately?
I'm honestly a bit stressed. There is just been a lot going on with my studies.
Hmm, a lot going on.
Yeah, like assignment deadlines. It just feels like everything's feeling up at the last minute.
It sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed with all the deadlines and coming together.
Exactly. I try to plan things, but somehow I always end up at the last minute.
I see. So even when you're trying to manage your time, it feels like things don't go as you planned.
Yeah, like it makes me more stressed. It's like a cycle.
That sounds really frustrating.
It is. And then I start doubting myself. Like maybe I'm just not good at handling things.
Hmm. So you're feeling frustrated, and it also affecting how you see yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think I'm not capable enough.
Hmm, that must feel quite heavy to carry.
It does. Like sometimes I just feel mentally exhausted before I even start working.
Mentally exhausted even before beginning your task or something.
Yes, like I already feel tired just thinking about everything I have to do.
That's really sound draining.
Yeah, it is. And then I procrastinate, which make it worse.
Can you tell me a bit more about what happens when you procrastinate?
Like I just avoid starting. I will scroll on my phone or do something else. And then I panic because I wasted time.
So there is sense of avoidance at first
Yeah,
and then panic later, something like
yeah,
that.
exactly.
Hmm. What do you think makes it hard to start those moments? What do you think actually?
I think it's because of everything feels too big. Like I don't know where to begin.
Okay, so when task is too overwhelming, it becomes difficult to even the take the first step.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
And I keep
Hmm.
thinking about everything at once instead
Hmm.
of focusing on one thing.
Okay, so you're trying to hold everything in your mind at the same time.
Yeah, and it just stresses me more out.
Hmm. I can hear how stressful that is for you.
Yeah,
Okay, so just tell me, how do you usually feel when uh, you finally sit down to work?
at first I feel anxious, like I won't finish on time, but once I start, it's not that bad.
Okay. So the anxiety is the strongest before you begin, and but you reduce it once you get it started, like
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
Mhm. That's really interesting. It sounds like starting is the most hardest part.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm. And when do you manage to complete something, and how does it feel about it?
It feels good. It's like a relief.
Okay, okay, a sense of relief or something.
Yeah, like I can breathe again.
That's really important. Noticing that sense of relief. I mean, you already noticed, right? So, okay.
Yeah, I guess. I don't focus on that enough.
You tend to focus more on the stress than accomplishment, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm wondering what kind of expectations do you have for yourself when it comes to your studies?
I expect myself to really well to do in everything. Like I don't want to disappoint anyone.
Okay. So there is a lot of pressure to meet high expectations.
Yeah, yes, both from myself and others.
That sounds like a lot to carry.
It is, and sometimes I feel like I can't keep up.
Okay, you are feeling like you are falling behind those expectations.
Yeah,
That must be very, really difficult.
it is.
Okay. So, when do you think about all of this stress
Hmm.
and what concerns you the most?
I think that I might fail or not to do as well as I want.
Okay. So there is a fear of not achieving your goal or something like that.
Yes,
And the fear also adds the pressure you're already feeling, something like that.
exactly.
Hmm. So thank you very much for sharing that. Okay. So I just want to tell you something like I just want to check if I'm understanding you correctly. Uh, you have been feeling overwhelmed by multiple deadlines, finding it hard to start the task because they feel too big and experiencing the stress
Mm.
and self-doubt as well. And at the same time, once you begin working, things feel more manageable and completing tasks give you a relief. So, does that sound accurate?
Yes, that's exactly it.
Okay. Okay, I appreciate you sharing all of that with me. And yes,
It actually feels good to talk about it.
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't usually talk about this much.
Okay. And having the space to express it feels helpful.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, that's really important. What do you think might help you feel a little less overwhelmed moving forward?
Maybe breaking into things into smaller tasks. I have heard that helps.
Yeah, yeah. Breaking things down into like smaller steps.
Yeah, so it doesn't feel so big.
Mm, that sounds like a helpful approach.
Yeah, I just need to actually try it.
Mm. So taking the first step again.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And perhaps being a bit kinder to yourself in the process.
Yeah, I'm probably think I'm too hard on myself.
Mhm. It sounds like you recognize that.
Yeah, I do.
That awareness is really positive step. Okay. So before we finish, I would like to briefly summarize what we have discussed today. Um, You shared you have been experiencing stress due to academic workload and deadlines, often feeling overwhelmed and unsure where to begin. These things leads to procrastination and increased anxiety. At the same time, you noticed that you once you start working, things feel more manageable and completing tasks before like brings relief. Sorry, I mean completing the task brings relief. You should also mention. You also mentioned high expectations, self-doubt playing a role in your stress. Does that capture your experience?
Yes, that sums it up really well.
Thank you for sharing openly today. How are you feeling now compared to when you started?
I feel a bit lighter actually.
I'm really glad to hear that.
Yeah, talking about it helps.
That's great. We can continue exploring the further next time if you would like to. And yeah,
Yeah, I would like that.
okay. Thank you again for your time today. Thank you.
You're welcome.